Say something.
It went away. There it is. The question mark went away. We're okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Delaware Public Service Commission meeting of April 2nd, 2018.
19.
See, I was checking on you all, and you guys got 100%. I like that. Is that Mark out there in the audience? I'd like to recognize that, now are you the executive director or the chair of the Industrial Accident Board? Welcome, Mark, and whoever you have with you, welcome as well. Do we have anybody else of note out there? We have plenty of people of note out there.
Lori Murphy-Lee.
I see Lori Murphy-Lee for PJM, and Marissa is here, and I'm not sure why they're all here. I'm not sure. Well, I guess we'll find out, right? But I really have missed you guys. Oh, we do, really? Who's that? Welcome, Councilman. You still working with this fellow right here? Please note that was like.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, okay. I thought that was maybe a happy no, but it's not. Okay, we have the reading of the meeting minutes of March 19th. It was both a public session and an executive session. Are there any changes, amendments to those minutes?
Move we adopt the public and executive minutes from the meeting of March 19th as presented.
And I second.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I abstain. Also, is Samantha Meisner here? Will you stand up, Samantha? Welcome to the Public Service Commission, Samantha. We have two Samanthas now, which means we have double trouble. But our new Samantha has got her bachelorate degree, she's got a master's degree, she's a paralegal, and she's trying to go to law school. I'm sure she'll be successful at that. So, wow, you're very impressive, and we're happy to have you, and welcome aboard. Thank you. Since we mentioned some electricity people here today, I think I'll recognize Commissioner Gray. Special event occurred today with this Delmarva Power and Light.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and welcome back. It's good to have you back in your chair. I think this morning I heard on the news that it's World Autism Awareness Day, and it was mindful in reflecting on Delmarva Power's partnering and diversity initiatives to actually team with a Delaware company to provide employment for adults with autism. And I just wanted to kick off this meeting by recognizing and thanking Delmarva for being very proactive in these ways with your diversity programs. And it's appropriate on World Autism Day to make that statement. Thank you very much, Delmarva.
Thank you. Thank you, Delmarva. And also thank you, Commissioner Gray, who's worked statewide, regionally, and also nationwide on that particular issue. So thank you, Commissioner Gray. We have two matters on the consent agenda. Commissioner Gray has asked that the number one item on the consent agenda go to the last spot on the regular agenda, so it will be number
Point of order,
4.
Mr. Chair. That would be item number 2, the application of Tidewater Utilities for approval to enter a long-term debt agreement. That would be the item
Number
I'd like
2.
to have
I'm sorry,
removed.
I apologize.
Thank you.
Number 2. So any other commissioner wish to have a matter moved off the consent agenda, which would eliminate the consent agenda?
Mr. Chair, I move that the remaining matters on the consent agenda be approved as submitted.
I second it.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. On the regular agenda, number 1, in the matter of the petition of Delmarva Power and Light Company for review and approval of its proposal to construct a satellite natural gas storage facility. Ms. Orr is here on behalf of Delmarva Power and Light. Welcome.
Thank you, Chair Winslow and Commissioners. Good afternoon. Lindsay Orr on behalf of Delmarva Power. You have in front of you proposed order number 9362, which would open the docket for Delmarva's petition seeking approval to construct a satellite liquefied natural gas storage facility. Todd Goodman has been handling this matter on behalf of Delmarva, but he is taking a well-deserved vacation this week, so I am here on his behalf. But I understand he has reviewed the proposed order and that his comments have been incorporated in the version that's in front of you today. And I thank staff and DPA for their cooperation in that regard. So I respectfully request that the commission enter order number 9362.
Thank you, Ms. Orr. Mr. Walsh?
Thank you, Chair Winslow. Welcome back. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Just to clarify, Ms. Orr is correct in her recitation, and just to clarify, the revision and what should be in final order 9362 is with regard to the 8th whereas clause, which is on page 2. And it begins, whereas Delmarva requests approval to treat the proposed facility costs through one of two alternatives. That is the final version of the order. I just wanted to ensure that commissioners have that before you.
It flew in on our desks this afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh.
With that, we support approval of the order as submitted.
Mr. Slater?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to thank Mr. Walsh. There were several iterations, it seemed, over a matter of days, so I just want to thank him for his work, and we agree. We support this order. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions?
Move we adopt order number 9362 as presented.
I seconded it.
Is there any discussion on the motion to approve the order? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Orr. Number 2, in the matter of the petition of Sussex County, Delaware regarding method of notice to landowners. This is docket 19-0146, and we have with us here today the county engineer, I believe, Mr.
Yes.
Medlars. Welcome.
Yes, Hans Midler, Sussex County Engineer. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You want to tell us what this is about? Well, you don't want to. Somebody else wants to. I'm sorry, Mr.
Commissioner-
Medlars. I'm trying to make you the star here, but Mr. Willard wants to
Chair,
take off. Yes, sir.
I think Hans would have something to say on the next one, but this one is simply the order that we prepared based on what the commission already did last month.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
And we just asked that the commission approve this order number 9364.
Which obviously Hans has no objection to.
Yes, we have reviewed the order and have no objections.
Commissioners, or Mr. Slater?
We don't have any comment, thank you.
Commissioners?
Motion we adopt order number 9364.
Second the motion.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Chairman, you would have to abstain because this was already acted on last time. Thank you.
Thank you. I meant to say that I'm abstaining regardless of how I vote. I forgot to say that.
I know you were just trying to see if I was paying attention.
Okay, number 3 is also in the matter of the application of Sussex County. And this one, I think Hans is going to lead off with.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we had in discussions with the staff learned that there has no previous notification been approved by the commission. So we, Sussex County, are the first one to apply under this particular paragraph of the Delaware Code. And I had drafted a notice to the citizens of the proposed the existing Ellendale Water District, not yet certificated. And submitted the notice, slightly redacted by council, for your consideration. We had actually asked for staff comments, but after the review of the staff, no comments were sent back to us for consideration. So what you see in your packet is the proposed ordinance going to the citizens, and we are standing by for your determination.
Thank you, Mr. Medlars. Mr. Willard?
Yes, Your Honor, we've reviewed the proposed letter from Sussex County, and I believe we think it's in order. Ms. Driggins is here if you have any questions about it, but I believe staff has reviewed this, and we believe it's in proper form.
Commissioners, any questions?
Move we adopt order number 9365 as presented.
I second.
Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have, as Commissioner Gray corrected me, we have number 2, in the matter of the application of Tidewater Utilities for approval of a long-term debt obligation. And all we need is Commissioner Gray, but perhaps since we've put this on the regular agenda, we could hear from Tidewater and what this is about.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, this, as I have information in front of me, it looks like there's a request to increase a loan amount required. I want to start by saying that I agree with the replacement of the outdated and stressed water system owned by E.A. Timmons Mobile Home Park. I think that's a good plan for the folks who live there. What I'm concerned about is that the 82% increase in the loan amount approved just last summer. So I did see a staff memo that addressed some aspects as to why such a large swing in the total loan requirements. But is there any more clarification you can provide that would give us a better perspective or context as to why that amount has swung so in such a large amount?
Yes. First, good afternoon, Chair Winslow and Commissioners. My name is Kirsten Higgins, and I'm here with Tidewater Utilities. So this process went through the SRF loan bid process. It's a public notice process. It was published in two papers. We had 5 companies attend the mandatory pre-bid meeting. At that time, we only got one application of submittal from Melcar. And as you can see from the data in front of you, it was much higher than we originally anticipated back in 2018. Part of that is it's an older system. The owner has no good drawings of the development. There are no drawings of actually where the service lines are, so there'll be a lot of hand digging in each lot to find where that service connection is. Some of them come off the back of the lot, some of them come off the front of the lot, so that's one reason it's a lot more labor. The other reason we thought that we didn't get a lot of bid is there's just a lot of work out there right now for construction companies. There's a lot of work for new developments in Sussex County that aren't tied to an SRF project, which require the contractor to pay prevailing wage rates and to jump through a lot more hoops than they would if they were just to do work for a developer on a standard on-site project for new homes. So there's more loops that they have to jump through, and when there's an abundance of work, we don't get a lot of bidders. The third reason, there are tight road right-of-ways along Friendship Road, and there's deep swales and a high water table, so it's just a lot of complications that the contractor has to deal with, and it just drives up the cost.
Okay, was this the bidder who's now in front of us one of the bidders last summer, or no, they were not in the mix of the bidding?
It was just, it just went out to bid one time, and it was Melcar.
So I'm still a little confused because the loan approved last summer by the commission was, this loan that now you're asking for approval is 80% higher.
Right, that loan, when we came in for that SRF loan, that's based on a construction estimate. We do the
Estimated
estimating by Tidewater.
Okay, I got you.
So then
by
it went out
Tidewater.
to bid, and the actual bids came in much higher. And we've done lots of SRF projects and not had to come up for more funding. It's just that this is a unique case.
Okay, got it. I understand that. Okay, so the only other issue I really have in the supplemental information I was provided is that these estimates that are presented as an exhibit seem all to be handwritten. They don't seem to be on letterhead from a company that might be providing the work, and they don't seem to be signed as though someone is accountable for giving you what I would consider to be an accurate estimate. Looks more like a draft to me.
This is actually from the bid package that they have to submit from the SRF loan process. And it says at the bottom who they are from Melcar.
Yep.
This is what we provide them, and then the contractor hands write what their costs are. So these are valid, and these were submitted to the Office of Drinking Water, who oversees the SRF loan program.
So you're fairly confident that we're pretty much in range of what you require in order to get this done now?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. And does this affect your debt-to-equity ratio, putting this loan on your books?
I would have to ask my CFO for that.
Okay, but you don't think it gets outside the range of what is allowed? All right, very good. Thank you. I have no further questions, Mr. Chair.
Right, I have.
Commissioner Correa?
For Commissioner Gray, your information, I had a first-hand experience for years and years with SRF fund and the way the process, operational and the financial work. And I assure you that they go into the details like no one else does. So all the financial things and the operational things like bids and the handwritten forms and everything is in a perfect place. So I just wanted to assure you that.
I'd then like to make a motion that the commission adopt the request as submitted.
Seconded.
Is there any discussion on the motion to approve proposed order number 9263, I believe it is?
Correct.
Hearing no request for discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Higgins. There's no hearing scheduled today. Is there anyone here from the public that wishes to make any public comment? This is your opportunity. Mark, you want to make a speech? Nothing? Okay, it doesn't seem like there's anyone interested in giving us some information today, so we'll go to our excellent Executive Director, Raj Brewer. But for the information of everybody in the room, Raj bought some of us lunch today. We went to, what was the name of the place?
The one that Commissioner Correa recommended, Flavor of India.
Flavor
But
of
it
India?
doesn't go into the records.
Yeah, this is not on record. Gloria's not taking it down. So, but it was just
Gloria's
really,
listening.
it was really just a terrific meal. It was a good get-together as well. Also, I see a good-looking fellow in the front row over there with a tie on and glasses, smiling a little bit. Jerry, you've been around for state of Delaware for quite a while. We were the beneficiary of getting you from the Department of Corrections. You've just done an outstanding job in the pipeline safety area. I've watched you over the years, really did a fine job, and so I can especially think of a couple instances where it's arguable that you saved people's lives or injuries or perhaps at the very minimal property damage. And of course, your whole unit deserves credit for that, not just you yourself. And I understand you're going to go on to maybe, hopefully, a little bit greener pasture, and you deserve more money and a promotion. Hopefully you're getting that. But the entire commission would like to extend its thank you and also our best wishes for you and your family in the future. And please do not hesitate to come back and say hi to us. Raj might even buy you lunch. And so if you want to say anything, you're welcome to.
No, I haven't. I've enjoyed my time here. I've enjoyed working with you guys. I've learned quite a bit in the time I've been here, and it's been really a positive experience. Thank you very much for your comments.
Harold?
Mr. Chair, as a member of the Gas Committee on NARUC, I'd want to express my appreciation for your services here as well. And I think I want to clarify from the chairman's perspective that we may have gotten you from the Department of Corrections, but I assume you worked there, you didn't reside there.
I would.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Executive Director?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and nice to see you back. Madam Acting Chair did a great job in your absence. Just want you to know that. And I know I'll be calling on Jerry quite a lot, and it'll cost me a few lunches, I believe, the consulting fee. I want to start by thanking Delmarva Power. Yesterday, wow, it seems a long time ago. Yesterday we had a great tour of the facility. There were 10 of us, including 2 commissioners, Commissioner Gray and Commissioner Drexler. And I want to formally take this opportunity to thank Marissa Slayton and Diane Goff for organizing the tour, Glenn Moore, Phil, the 4 people who give us the nice tour out there, Phil Favala, Dale McKeon, Vince Giacono, and Jim Cullen. And I have Commissioner Gray and Commissioner Drexler's permission to send a thank you note to Gary Stockbridge and thanking them for their efforts. So thank you again, ladies, very much. There is going to be an evidentiary hearing in PSC docket 170985, Delmarva Power and Light Energy Efficiency Program on April 9th, here at the commission at 9:30 a.m. There's also going to be an evidentiary hearing in PSC docket 18-1049, Delmarva Power and Light gas cost rate. That's on April 16th at 1 p.m. And the next commission is, of course, on April 16th at 1 p.m. So with that, I have no other comments. Thank you, commissioners. And just for the record, we did not talk any business during our lunch. We only talked about good Indian food and other sorts of food.
Yeah, I agree. We certainly didn't discuss any business, that's for sure. I would like to make the comment that thank staff for the fact that we got distributed to us today a packet for the 16th of April. Oftentimes, we get the packet at the 11th hour, so to speak, making it a little bit more difficult or perhaps ruining part of a weekend to get prepared for Tuesday. So I think that the commission would appreciate that we can have some more of that sort of production in the future. And thanks staff for that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of staff, and I think our will make sure that the stakeholders also understand that the more time you have to read the material, the better decisions you'll be giving us.
Commissioners, anything else? We're adjourned. Thank you all very much for attending.